Oh my god, I want to be guts. Well, now you can with this complete build. So first off, you're going to want to get that greatsword. But just to note, the greatsword is going to require quite a lot of strength. So be prepared and pump that strength up. You can get the greatsword by going to the Kalem ruins in Caelid. You can get there by traveling north from the starting area and then heading straight east until you hit the Kalem ruins. And from there, you can go from north of the Kalem ruins to a black carriage. And in that black carriage will be your prize. Next, you're going to want to get the skill Lion's Claw. You can get this one by going to the Fort Gale North side of Grace and just heading south until you get to Fort Gale. Inside of the fort, you'll find a giant cat in which you'll have to kill and you'll get the Lion's Claw. So for the talismans you're going to want to get, you're going to want to start with the strength one. That can also be acquired within Fort Gale. So search around and find it. That will give you +5 strength and will allow you to use that greatsword that much faster. The next talisman on the list will be the Ritual Sword Talisman. This will increase your attack power when your HP is at maximum, and you will always want your HP at max. You can get this one at the Altus Plateau later in the game at the Lux Ruins. The next item on the list is going to be Radagon's Sword Seal. This is going to give you +5 stats in Vigor, Endurance, Strength, and Dexterity, greatly increasing your damage, your endurance to be able to wield the weapon, and a little bit of extra health. You can get the Sword Seal in the Dragon's Burrow found here. You can get a weaker version called the Scar Seal, and that can be attained quite early in the Weeping Peninsula. Now this talisman is going to be the most important, the Shard of Alexander. This is going to greatly boost the attack power of your skills. Now this will increase your damage by about 250 to 400. Acquiring this will be just going through the Iron Alexander questline. You can also get a weaker version of it earlier throughout his questline. Now for the Flask of Wondrous Physique, you're going to want to grab that Strength Knot Crystal Tier, which will temporarily boost strength. This is going to give you +10 strength, which will increase your attack power significantly. You can find this one very early on in the game, located here. The second one is going to be a little bit harder to attain, the Stone Barb Cracked Tier. This will temporarily make stance break easier, causing your Lion's Claw every 2 or 3 times to stance break, in which then you can riposte or front stab the boss. This one you can attain by defeating the Putrid Avatar at the Minor Air Tree in the Dragon Burrow. Lastly, when you finally get the first Great Rune, that's going to be the one you want. This is going to give you +5 stats in all your stats, allowing you to be a little bit more versatile in your stat building, or give you just a little bit more of an edge while trying to fight a boss. Next, we're going to get into the incantations. For the first one, you're going to want Flame Grant Me Strength. This one can also be acquired at Fort Gale. Just go behind it and look for the dead body. You'll get it. This will increase your attack power by 15% for 30 seconds. The second incantation you're going to want to grab is the Golden Vow. This will be attained a little bit later in the game and will require 25 faith. So we're going to want to pump just a little bit of faith to use it. This will also increase the attack and defense of you and nearby allies. It will also negate the negative effect of Radagon's Sword Seal. Now Golden Vow will also increase your attack power, but it also works with Flame Grant Me Strength. And not just stacking, it's multiplicative, meaning you're going to attain a 50% increase in attack power. Now for leveling, you're going to want to pump up that strength really fast in order to use that greatsword. So, my suggestion is to keep pumping up that strength and keep pumping it up.
Then pump in more gas and keep pumping it in.
Also, you're going to want to keep in mind of your equip load. That greatsword is very heavy. Pump up that endurance so you can pump up that equip load. Now having just the right amount of vigor is what you need. You want to be able to use your flask to fully heal you. So keeping vigor around 25 is ideal. Now remember, you're going to want to need a little bit of faith. You're going to want to have just enough faith to use Flame Grant Me Strength, and then when you get Golden Vow, give yourself some more faith. So first, I'm going to show you how devastating this can be to a boss. First, this is only using 2/3 of the build. Now you're going to want to summon that Mimic Tier, because that Mimic Tier is going to allow you to get the rest of that setup. It's also going to be incredibly powerful, and I'll get to that. So once you got yourself fully buffed out, it's time to go in on it. Now you're going to want to be careful to the boss's moves, but as you can see, it was not much of a challenge. The Mimic Tier, probably your greatest ally throughout this entire venture. Think of it as the inner wolf that Guts has to deal with. But you know, this one a little bit better. You can acquire the Mimic Tier while you're doing Rainey's quest line to get Blythe's armor. It is an incredibly easy fight, the AI doesn't know how to use your build, so you'll slap them in about 3 hits. And now that you got the Mimic Tier, you're going to want to upgrade it as much as possible. This is going to give it a ton of health on top of the damage that you're giving it, as the Mimic Tier will mimic your stats and abilities. So before going into that boss room, you're going to want to pop that Flask of Physique. That's going to last for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then you're going to want to pop Golden Vow before you go in. That'll last 90 seconds and give you plenty of time. When you get in, you're instantly going to want to use that Mimic Tier. The Mimic Tier will be your tank. That'll allow you to get the rest of yourself set up. Heal yourself because you'll use a lot to summon the Mimic Tier, and then give yourself Flame, Grant Me Strength. After that, you're ready. Just start going in. But be careful. You might have insane poise while doing the ability, but you can still take quite a lot of damage. Let me know what you think of the build in the comments below, and I hope you all become Guts.